No Genshin talk. No Genshin talk. No Genshin talk. Everyone, please save me because they want to start Genshin talk, and we do not allow Genshin talk. Squish player. Ooh, Squish Oshio.
Oh, save why?
Because it's oilless dinosaur bones.
Did we ever remember to unsquish ourselves last session?
No, I and Squish after a time.
Okay, I just don't remember it coming.
So, Oshio's in the corner. There we go.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Sarks, thank you for the follow. Hi, we're 15 away from 500. Yay! Finally, I can have the debut soon.
Okay, everyone. I have an important announcement, and that is Massive. When he gets to 500 followers, is going to debut, I believe, 2 new models.
Why?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
If you're not already following Massive, then you should do so. He's only 15 away, so...
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god, there's a lot of... That's a lot of calls. Hi, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, and no Genshin talk. We do not allow Genshin talk in our D&D games. No, that is some weeb shit, and we're nerds.
When Massive hits 500 followers, this will become a Genshin stream.
So, this morning when the update went live, I rolled.
Sev, I will fucking murder your character.
And P4
and everyone,
Sev, in State Grand Order.
Okay, stop. Sev, I will mute you.
It wasn't Genshin. It wasn't Genshin.
I don't care. It's gotcha talk. I don't want gotcha talk. All right. Hi, everyone.
Sev,
we're
gotcha
late.
With that one.
I will fucking murder everyone. Oh, wait. IT just gave me a villain point.
No,
yes.
IT, why?
So, first of all, hi, everyone. Oshio, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome to our 19th episode of Amara Angels, our D&D sessions that we adore. We are not a player today, unfortunately, but we are here with we're a bit late, so I'm going to speed through this with Ocean X. Hi, Oshio.
Hi.
Greening Blades. Hi, RB.
Hi,
Sam.
everyone.
Hi, Savian.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
Why do I allow you to speak ever? I do not know. But
do you mean Shadow Ninjas? Team Shadow Ninjas?
Team Shadow Ninjas.
Shadow Ninja Money Gang.
Jade, I will fucking murder everyone.
Casting stealth.
I love that Jade already knows what's up. Yeah, I will. I have TPK'd this party before, so we'll see. But the second thing is there is a button. If you wish, there is a button that is called Hero Points or Villain Points, where you can give the players a reroll that they can use whenever they want. Or you can give it to me, the villain, or the DM, which means I will be able to use it whenever I want. Please give it to me. It's more fun that way. Either way.
It's really not.
No, listen. Half of the fun is seeing how stressed Oshio gets. You have not seen Oshio until I've gotten like 2 or 3 villain points, and Oshio just gets super stressed.
I don't like it. I don't want to die.
It's freaking amazing. But
I don't want to have to draw my character again.
Anyway, in the last episode, the party came to this village on the bequest of a certain individual, which, half the party doesn't remember. The other half the party remembers. So, at the bequest of a certain individual, the party came to this village in a far off, not land, but, away from the city. It's a very isolated village where a bunch of Goliaths and a few dwarves have made a home for themselves. However, once they arrived, they soon found out that the individual's sister had gone missing, and everyone forgot about her. In the process, the party investigated a little bit, and they discovered that apparently there's other cases of people who disappear, and the town merely forgets that they ever existed. The party has no idea, no clue what's going on. They did encounter an old dwarf with he is half blind, has a peg leg, deaf, missing teeth. He is quite the character. Also, he's a little bit insane, but he's quite the character, and it informed them that creatures, individuals, roam the city that nobody else can see except for him. Yes, yes. Oh shit.
Ketzer, thank you so much.
Yeah, Ketzer, thank you so much. Awesome. Oshio, now you can spend the TPK is free. It's follows only. Whatever. But yeah.
Now I can spam it extra hard.
Yeah, you can spam it extra hard. But yes, they discovered that these individuals, according to Balder, the old individual, nobody else can see them. They even trip over them at times, and they do not know. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna keep Oshio squished extra hard because of that one bit.
No.
Yes.
No, Ketzer. No.
Even more
Please,
squished Oshio. There we go.
Can you keep it to my stream?
Oh, cool. Even more squished. Thank you. Thank you, Cass. There we go. Oshio, you will cease to exist at some point. But the party went to sleep at the local inn because it was late and they had nowhere else to sleep. Two members of the party decided to sleep in their room. The other two members, who did not have cash, decided to sleep with the individuals, Jezza, the individual that they came to the village with, down by the fireplace where they were allowed to sleep for free on top of some pelts. Upon the morning, as everyone descended to get some breakfast, the ones who slept down there, which were Violet and Azure, one of them is the player that we're missing, as everyone descended, they soon realized that Jezza, the Goliath individual who hired them, has gone missing. And meanwhile, Violet and Azure, you woke up having slept rather well on top of the pelts, and nothing is out of place to you. Everything is fine. You don't remember anything. And as such, everything is fine. So yeah, we'll resume as Gala and Sherry have just come downstairs, asked where Jezza was, and Violet and Azure both answered with, "Who's Jezza?" Go on.
You're not serious, right? You're just being funny, Jezza?
Gesundheit?
Oh no. Oh.
Is everything okay, Gala? You
Not
look
really.
A little bit worse for wear.
I mean, okay, look, we expected this to happen. Look, all I'm going to say, we expected this to happen, so why don't you just look at your arms? You remember us writing our names on the arms? Yeah? Can you read out the names on the arms?
Do I remember writing anything on my arms?
No, you remember. You remember okay, so you remember everything that happened these last few days, but there's something different. Well, you wouldn't notice that it's different. You don't remember the guy you met that hired you to come, and the only thing that your mind is filling in the gaps is that this individual hired you to look for his sister in this village. You came alone. The party just came alone, and it's just been the four of you this whole time.
So, and if Violet looks down at her arm and she sees all of the names, including Jezza, or
she sees every single name that she wrote down.
And does she remember why she wrote those names down?
Yes, she remembers that she wrote them down because everyone's forgetting, which is actually why that happened. Because everyone was forgetting, and just in case, you're writing the names down to keep track of potential people that you forgot. And after you realize that, you do see the name Jezza. It still doesn't ring a bell. It's just but it's on your arm, and you look at Azure, and it's also Azure's like pointing and nodding. It's also there.
That's strange. I don't remember writing this name. Was
Yeah,
this
that's the
someone we met
reason-
here in town?
No, that's the reason we wrote the names.
Well, yeah, no, I
If you
remember we
remember.
wrote the names, but
Yeah.
there was, I mean, well, we also wrote, this other person, the person we just met, whose
Mhm.
name I'm now Tyler of RB is not forgetting.
Balder.
Balder.
His name
yeah,
was
we were-
Balder.
Yeah, we wrote his name down as well. So I mean,
Yeah.
clearly we were just writing, different people we met in town. so
We were
wouldn't
writing
forget their name.
we were writing down our allies, right? People who remembered the forgetting. If that makes sense. Jez is the person we
What?
came to this town with, and clearly you forgot that.
No,
Yeah.
Gala. We didn't. We came here just the four of us. We were hired to come here and
Violet, I'm gonna
look
stop
after
you.
someone.
Azure-
We were
Az-
hired to come after someone's sister, and
Azure,
Violet, I'm gonna
Azure
stop
is
you right
behind.
now.
I just want to say, Azure is behind Violet, just nodding the whole time. Yeah, you guys are full of shit. And Violet is correct, and I fully support whatever Violet is saying.
Are you really gonna Are you really gonna look at us and tell us that we're the crazy ones when we know people are forgetting people in this town, and you're gonna say that no, we're the weird ones for remembering, and you've forgot, and you're the right ones, even though this name is weird. Clearly, you've forgotten. Okay. So something happened. Jez is gone. I know it's hard to comprehend, but there was someone called Jezza, and he's been forgotten. He was here, he was sleeping downstairs with you, and now he's gone.
how do I know you didn't forget that he didn't come with us, and you're the one
That
that's
doesn't
Like the true hype woman that Azure is, she just pops her head up. Yeah, that's right, and then she goes back to hiding behind Violet.
You were the one who said you didn't even remember Jezza. I'm the one who remembers Jezza. And Chevy remembers as well, right?
Yep.
Exactly. But look, either way, this doesn't change what we need to do. All right?
Okay.
please-
Violet
please-
and Violet and Azure. Okay. Remember yesterday when we were talking to the other people who had forgotten people, and they seemed to be acting irrationally, trying to justify their not remembering things as correct?
Right.
That is what you two are doing right now.
I mean, I don't think I'm being irrational. We just came here, just the four of us. How does that not make sense?
Because you forgot the fifth one.
But how? But we didn't come with the fifth one.
But we did. You forgot them.
Wait.
That's how forgetting works. Do you
Wait. Azure puts her hand on Violet's shoulder and says, "What if it's starting to put fake memories into people, and it put a fake memory into these two?"
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
Are you-
Miles
is that,
being the
is
hype
that
man.
really?
Yeah. How do you guys know? Oh my god, this is just bonkers.
Is that really what you're gonna say when we know they're causing people to be forgotten?
No, I'm fucking with you.
Oh,
I'm saying that in character.
No. Azure just say, no, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't like the idea that I don't remember, and it doesn't make sense to me.
I can imagine.
But there's,
Stop.
but there's. If we're gonna just stay here and argue all day,
Yeah. The only reason, listen, the only reason that I'm being so insistent that you know that this person did exist is because I want to make sure that if one of us four were to go, we need, so long as at least one of us remembers that person, we need to trust that person, and we need to trust that if others are saying we've forgotten something, we need to trust that we have forgotten something. All right? Because in this situation, we can't really afford to think we're in the right if someone is saying we've forgotten something, because chances are we probably have.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right. So let's move on to the good news, and Gala will
There's
pull
good
out-
news.
Yeah, there's good news. Gala will pull out her helmet, and there's on the helmet it looks mostly the same, but she kind of she like turns it to show like the inside of it, and kind of especially around the eyes there's a bunch of like extra kind of little screens and like flashing lights and kind of circuitry and stuff and gears like around the eye space.
Azure rolls her eyes. Yes.
So I was doing some tinkering overnight, and I've, as I mentioned, I've rigged up this a device, and with this device, we'll be able to I can see if there's any magic kind of going around. I guess we'll be able to tell if the people have magic affecting them. I don't know how it will really work, but maybe there's some lingering magic if it's caused it.
If
people
it
to
is
forget them.
magic.
I mean, I don't know what other explanation we would have. Secondly, I've also set it up so that I have some additional filters in that pick up light of different spectrums, and additionally also magical particles, which will allow me to detect individuals or creatures that are normally not visible to the regular elvish being spectrum of lights.
You could have just said you can see invisible things.
Yeah, that's what I said.
She rolls her eyes again.
Anyway, okay, look. If we're going to use these, we should probably decide on where. I could just use them right in the middle of here. I don't know if
Azure
Azure
does raise her hand. I still think, because this was Spyro told me to say, I still think we should investigate the houses of the people that basically the empty houses.
Do you think that these invisible beings might be there?
Or we
Because
can find some
I'm just-
clues. I don't know.
Yeah, there might be clues. That was something we thought about doing yesterday.
There might be. Like, I mean, this is why I'm asking, because I don't really know where the best places to look would be. But clearly, I mean, they were here. They must have been here last night. Like, we're lucky that myself and Sherry seemingly weren't affected. I'm not entirely sure why, but
Maybe it's because we were in a locked room.
potentially.
That
Surely,
guy did lock himself up a whole bunch and seemed like he was protected.
yeah. But surely, like a bunch of the other residents sleep in locked rooms. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, here's what we'll do. I don't really think there's much use checking in here, but we can maybe we'll I can the mode that I have installed on the on my helmet to see invisible things. It's actually pretty low kind of energy consumption, so I can keep that up for quite a long time, about an hour.
Can you
So
have
we
both
can-
at the same time?
Yes, I can actually.
Cool.
See, invisibility isn't concentration of character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can put that up, and then maybe when
God
we get
damn it! Hero point for the angels from work.
Thank you, work.
Yes,
Appreciate
yes.
I just saw Jay's message. The only way to counter this is to get a special plant. The
The forget-me-nots. Yes. Very nice. Very well done.
Anyway, right. So maybe I'll use the magic detection when we get nearer to the houses. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll guess. Have we had breakfast and stuff? We might as well, stock up before we head out. Don't want to lose energy.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
we'll start investigating.
All right. So Balifra Stonefist, the Goliath owner of this tavern, and slash head of the village, She moves closer to you as you're having this conversation. So, you setting out today? Are you sticking around a bit longer?
We're not quite sure at the moment. I think. If we do decide to stay though, I hope it's all right if we request another night when if that decision comes.
As long as you have coin, sure. But what would a group of 5 individuals want with our little town for more than just a day? You already confirmed that the person you're looking for wasn't around. No, that she was never here.
You said 5.
No, she said 4. Did I say 5?
You said 5.
Oh no, I meant 4. She
I was
said
about
4.
to jump on that as well.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
She says 4. She says 4. That is my
Okay.
mistake. That is my mistake. She says
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. About to say that was almost a clue.
Sorry to get your hopes up. No, that was my bad. But yeah, so she does ask that actually.
I'm going to be honest. We feel like there's something a bit weird going on, and we just want to make sure that no one's getting hurt.
Weird how?
I don't want to go into detail because you were getting a bit frustrated with the questions from yesterday. I mean, we can talk if you'd like.
I mean, you were asking a lot of personal questions about the village.
We were, yes, and that's because it pertains to the village. I'll just ask again just to see if it rings any bells. There are lots of empty houses in this town, aren't there?
And she stops for a moment. I suppose so.
Why do you think there would be lots of empty houses?
Well, you see her pausing for a moment again. You know, old folks die. And sometimes they don't have people to pass their belongings to, and sometimes I guess people just leave and go back to the city.
Has there been anyone leaving for a while though?
You see that she freezes for a moment as she's clearly trying to think. I suppose probably a long time ago. I don't remember.
See, that not remembering is exactly what we're very concerned about, because there are lots of things happening that people don't seem to remember. We came here with a 5th person, and now no one remembers him. I know this sounds ridiculous, but
It does.
Gala's gonna actually. Where is your and Violet was sleeping? Are there only their belongings there, or are any of Jez's belongings there?
No, actually, you do see a small bag that was the only thing that Jezza had. This is just a small bag with a knife and some rations.
Are the letters that he had in the bag?
No, the letters he usually carry them on his person.
Okay. Gala's gonna just go and pick up the bag, and she'll just bring it over to like the counter, and just show it to the I've forgotten her name.
To Balifra?
Yeah. Probably a bit silly to ask this, but none of us were carrying this when we arrived here, were we? Do you know whose bag this is?
She just shakes her head. No idea.
This is exactly that. People are forgetting things in this town, and I know you might not believe us, but we want to help. Because we believe there are people going missing and no one can remember them. And if no one can remember them, no one's looking for them.
She narrows her eyes.
This might sound silly, but the missing people from the houses, the lack of young people to go out the village, the individual we escorted who has now disappeared. He came here because his sister was in this village, and no one remembers her either, despite the fact that we have letters from her. There's too many, even if it does sound crazy, there are simply too many strange coincidences that point towards this possibility.
Roll a persuasion, Gala.
Fuck. Can I use a hero point on
You
that?
can
actually?
use a hero points if you want. There is one. Only
Yeah,
one.
does it mind if I
floating
use a
around.
hero point? Or should we save that?
Use it.
Alright, I'm gonna use
Use it.
Azure says no, don't use it.
Okay, I mean that's not. It's better than 10 at least now.
All right. She does take a moment to look at you, Gala, as if she's basically trying to consider what you're saying. Then you see her give a big sigh, and she goes, "Everything you just said sounds absurd, and
I'm fully aware.
I do not trust any of you, and nobody in town is going to trust any of you. But, and I can't believe I'm saying this, if what you're saying is true, there is the slight possibility that there might be issues and things that we might not remember. And if that's the case, it is my job to make sure this everyone in our little hamlet is safe. So, bear in mind, I still don't trust you. So you better stay on your best behavior. But I will tell everyone that you'll be staying for another day around here. And
Thank you.
to not bother you unless you bother them. That is
We
as
certainly
far
don't.
as I will go. And if at any point any of you cause trouble, I will call Delray, our sheriff, and she will be kicking you out of town. Understood?
Of course, I will ask for, in return, that if we do believe we've discovered something that poses a more imminent danger to the immediate lives of everyone here, although to us people disappearing is already quite a big danger, I would ask that you at least hear us out if we come to you with such evidence.
The only thing I want to hear from now on, from any of you, is anything that you say from now on has to come with evidence to prove what you're saying.
That can be arranged.
Because otherwise I will not go along with any story or prank or what have you that you're bringing my way. I'm already doing a lot here.
I understand, and we intend to provide that evidence.
Good. Now, I'm gonna bring you some breakfast, and
Yay, breakfast!
she gives you a nod. Yes. And she turns around and she gets you. It's a meager breakfast. It's basically porridge. Porridge for everyone.
Yay,
except
porridge.
for Violet, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Azure immediately looks at Violet. Still not eating. That's
I'm
weird.
not hungry.
You're never hungry. I haven't seen you eat in a while.
Well, I do just when you're not looking.
A plausible option. She narrows her eyes. And she just stares at you. Right, so you have your porridge, you eat your porridge. What do you do?
All right. Before exiting the establishment, then Gala's gonna kind of she kind of pulls a cord on like the kind of pack that contains her armor, and it kind of like folds out over her, and she plonks on the helmet, and then she's going to she kind of like fiddles around with some like goggles that fold over the eyes, and they begin to kind of glow faintly as she is going to cast see invisibility.
And another hero point for the party.
Thank you.
Lightning. Of course. Of course, good boy Lightning would do this. Alright, so you cast see invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
You now immediately see nothing. Just nothing.
gosh. I see absolutely nothing. I've gone blind.
No, what? You see nothing. Yes, you see invisibility backfires, and you are now blind. You
There
cast
was an
blindness on
invisible
you.
smoke screen, actually, which I can now see. So because I can see
yes.
the invisible smoke screen, I can't see anything.
You see the invisible fog of war.
You see 4 giants in the sky that are crowded around these computers? I
Throwing
think?
rocks.
Oh.
No, actually, I will say this. This.
Okay.
This is the first time you've used see invisibility, right?
Yeah.
All right. As you cast see invisibility, at first you don't actually see anything, but then as your eyes adjust, you start seeing things. But it's not. It's weird. You see these amorphous, almost transparent forms just floating around in certain places. You see some are almost like floating blobs. Others are almost like fish swimming in the air. They all seem translucent, and you also see they all seem to just pass through walls as if nothing.
Do I know what these are?
You see it all around you. I want you to roll an Arcana. Unless you want to use a hero point.
I don't know. Do we want to use
Do
a hero
it.
point in that?
Do it.
All right. Hero point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
Damn!
about to say, it's not like you could roll worse.
God damn! Alright, so
I went from the absolute worst to almost the perfect roll.
you all see as
It kind of
Gala-
sputters briefly, like it kind of glitches out.
Yeah.
And
Gala is almost bewildered for a moment as she is looking around. And Gala, you see these things and you know exactly what they are. Like when you were trying to create the mechanisms to see invisibility, you found out that this thing would be able to see into the ethereal plane. And you know the ethereal plane is full of like these tiny little creatures. They're essentially like bugs of the ethereal plane. They're creatures that exist between the planes of existence. They're basically harmless. They are just existences that float around in this ethereal world, and it's kind of trippy as you're looking around because you see all these different colors, and it's almost like you're underwater, seeing several fish and coral and all kinds of stuff, and it's at first it's bewildering, but you quickly get used to it. You quickly start to recognize what is like in this material plane and what is in that the ethereal plane. But you know these they don't have. There's no name for them. They're basically just quote unquote what usually people call them is just the ethereal bugs. They're basically known as just harmless little creatures that there's theories about it. You actually rolled really well, so you would know the theories. There's plenty of theories. Some say they're created from the air stones at the middle of every floating island, where the energies themselves that the air stones dissipate also travel into the ethereal plane, and it splinters off, and it's given life or some semblance of life. And it just floats around. Some say when people die, parts of their souls stay in the ethereal plane, and this is just a part of someone's soul, just floating around, trying to catch or get back together, or just existing. Some say when the planes were created, these things were already there. There's several theories, but what is understood is that everyone that sees into the ethereal plane, everyone that actually travels into the ethereal plane, nobody has ever had any issues with these little creatures. They're really pretty though.
Gala's taken aback for a moment, but then she kind of actually remembers all this. She's like, right, okay. There are things around, but those are normal.
There are. You see. Azure immediately getting into a defensive stance.
No, it's fine. It's fine. They're not like invisible. This device.
Well, wait, but how would you see them if they're? Aren't you supposed to see invisible? If you can see them, that means they are invisible.
They're not exactly invisible. They're like they're in the. It's called the ethereal plane, which is like a kind of adjacent. It's like a space between spaces. And there are kind of creatures that live there. They're kind of harmless, really. That's normal.
That sounds weird. And you look at Azure, Gala, you're the only one that sees this. There's this almost octopus-like form, like purple, very, very bright purple, and with green spots-like form that's just attached to the side of Azure's head and just there the whole time. That's weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I haven't really, I've tested this thing before, but it was, in my lab, so there weren't as many of them. But right out here, kind of among nature, I think there's a bit more of them. But I mean, this is normal. I was just a bit surprised. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for actually abnormal things.
Roll an investigation real quick for not what you're thinking that you're doing.
Okay.
20. Okay. As you're looking around, you actually notice something. Immediately, it stands out to you. All of these little creatures, none of them are getting even, just not even like a few feet close to Violet. It's almost like there's this empty space of these creatures around Violet for about 5 to 8 feet.
Does that mean Violet's 5 to 8 feet away from Azure and the octopus on her head?
That is a good. That is, yeah. Right now, she's about 5 feet away. Yes.
Maybe he's on the other side of Azure, using her as a shield.
Yeah, sure. That's sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Gala just kind of is looking towards everyone, then looks towards Azure and just kind of stops and just kind of thinks for a moment and then just right, well, I guess we'll keep our eyes peeled. And she doesn't particularly say anything.
I'll try to keep my eyes peeled on the normal because you're gonna look for the not.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Sorry, I just found that funny for some reason.
But yeah, this is going to last an hour, so I guess we'll set off now. I mean, this town isn't particularly big, so we can probably, see a bunch of it.
I mean, you can get from one side of the town in like 5 minutes just walking.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
All right,
So let's hope we find something.
all right. So are you just walking around town and searching, or are you heading towards
I think we're
any empty houses?
heading towards some empty houses.
Okay. How are you going to figure out which houses are empty?
Good question.
Yes. That tends to be required. Because there's no... remarkably, there's no signs pointing to this house empty.
I can ask.
Do we
the
see
barkeep
the
lady.
what were you saying, Seth?
That's the barkeep lady.
What was the guy that was also who was plastered yesterday?
What,
that
Brock?
friended? Yeah, is he still
Oh, Brock?
on the floor?
Yes.
Did he fall asleep at the bar?
Brock actually, if you remember correctly, Brock went to sleep at the bar and he slept there the whole night. When you guys started to have your breakfast, Brock woke up and he started and he asked for a beer, and he is still inside the tavern, just nursing his tankard of ale.
Violet's gonna approach Brock and be like, Brock, I have a question for you.
Hey, you. What was your name again?
Violet.
Violet. That's a beautiful name.
Yeah, if I want to know, since you know where everyone in this town and presumably where they live, if we're looking to maybe move to this town, are there any unoccupied or houses up for sale?
You're planning to move to this to Aqualee?
I mean, at least considering it, it's a very nice place. And...
Listen, it's a wonderful place, but first of all, he looks around. Everyone's a fucking Goliath. In case you haven't noticed. Except for a couple of dwarfs. So you're gonna have to get used to everything being
I am
tall.
half a dwarf.
Oh, you'll fit right in. Do you worship our god?
Yes.
You worship the Shaper?
I mean, I've definitely not been particularly religious.
Shuri immediately goes. Stares at you, Violet.
Violet just ignores her.
Right. I mean, I guess I can show you around. There's a couple of houses that are empty as far as I know.
That would be great if it wouldn't be too much of an issue.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you bought me drink. So, I mean, you gave me a pitcher of wine, so that's pretty good. I just want to say, I have the nastiest hangover. Everything hurts. So, can you not speak very loudly as we do this?
Okay, sure. I'll speak very quietly if that helps things.
Yes. Also, as he gets up and starts walking, you take him to the group. Also, is it just the four of you?
Yes, just the four.
Where's the other guy?
You
Other guy?
remember him?
Yeah, tall guy.
Kaiser?
Yeah, guess that's the name.
All right.
No, hold up. He puts his finger up towards you. Wait. He turns around and starts puking.
While he's puking, Guy just looks at the others like, Well, we've got some evidence already. This is good.
Ah.
That's gonna say to whisper to Gala. As nice as it sounds, I'm not sure someone who, yeah, he is kind of. Anyways,
He puts his.
is everything
You
okay, Brock?
feel his arm around you, Violet. Oh God. He like rubs his head. I shouldn't have shouted. All right. Ready to go?
Yes, let's.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool. Cool. This way. And he points west, and then he stops for a moment. Nope, this way. And he turns the other way and starts walking towards the north. You cut around the village, the main home, the tavern / town hall / the place where everyone gathers, and you go to one of the houses nearest to the river. As you get there, you see it's a tall house, clearly a Goliath's house, not like Baldur's house. And he goes, so this one, as far as we know, it's been abandoned for a while. Don't know why. I think the owners just got up and left one day. And I mean, it's a Goliath's house, so it's going to be big. And
Very roomy.
I guess like you're tiny and she's tiny and you're not really tall as he finally looks at Violet, and you're really angry as he looks at Azure, and also not very tall, so you're gonna have to get used to it, I guess. I mean, fine. What do you think? It's a modest house. It's not nothing like that stands out. It's like all the others, mostly made of wood.
Can we take a look inside?
Yeah, is getting inside an option? I mean, if it's abandoned, like.
I mean, I don't think people would like that, but he like looks around.
I mean, if you show us inside, then it won't be us just going in, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. The fuck them, I don't care. And he starts walking towards the door and just opens it. It's been unlocked for a while. Careful, there's still a few things. I guess if you move in here, you get the stuff. Pretty sure everything that's valuable has already been taken, though. Don't ask me by who.
Lock their doors here at night. It's a small place, and you know everybody.
Yeah, I mean, not usually.
Sherry will look at the rest of the group.
Ashura just goes, what?
Hmm?
What do you want? What are you looking at me?
No, just we can talk later.
Weird. All right, he opens the door and just go right in, I guess. Yeah, I'll just wait by the door. I don't feel very good. And you see him like sitting down by the entrance.
Yeah, Gala will go inside.
I'm gonna go inside and investigate.
Okay, all right. Who's going inside and investigating? Cherry, Gala.
Gala, yeah.
What about Azure and Violet? I'm gonna say
We'll watch
Azure
out
stays outside to keep watch.
Violet will watch out on the outside too.
Okay. You see Azure like walking around, looking up at the roof and whatnot. I want investigations from the two individuals doing the investigating.
Investigation time.
Investigation! Ooh. Ah, all right. Okay, cool. So, you start looking around, and first of all, you notice that the place has no food left. You do see some. You go to the pantry, for example, Sherry. You go to the pantry. You find that there's some stuff like that was just left behind, like things that people don't usually like that much. You do see like a rotten vegetable that was forgotten underneath one of the shelves, that probably just rolled over there. This place seems like at least the food was taken from this place. Everything seems to be in place. Everything seems to be neatly in place, but food, which is often a valuable thing, seems to be having gone, or it went rotten and people just disposed of it. Either way, you find that like pots and pans, everything is still there. You find clothes in a dresser and a closet. Everything is still there. Gala, you get the sense that it's been by the dust and everything that has built up. Easily, it's been about a month since this house has been empty. You look around, you find that there are two rooms, two like bedrooms, one smaller bed and one large bed. And you do notice from context clues like the type of clothing that you find, and some not paintings but like drawings that seem to be from a little kid. I get the sense that it was basically a family of a couple and their child, possibly into a teenager. You don't really get a good idea of what it might be.
Seems like they've been gone for a while, but this is good evidence at least. I'm not seeing anything unusual with my, weird detector.
You just see the little bugs floating around.
Oh, I haven't done any magic detection though. We could do some magic detection.
That sounds good.
Probably as good a place as any to do that. I'll give me a moment to set up so I can reduce the energy cost. And Gala's gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Okay, so you spend 10 minutes to cast detect magic. As it finishes, first of all, you filter out the magical haze that is permanently there because of the air stones. But that is just already built into your device. It already filters out that because there's like this permanent haze of magic detection from the air stones. Yeah, but that's like even people that use magic to detect it already filter it out almost unconsciously. But aside from that, you don't spot anything that is out of the ordinary, magic wise.
There's no. I'm not spotting anything magical in here. We could maybe go and check another home.
Yeah.
But this does provide evidence.
We don't have access to the letters anymore, but can we figure out and piece out how this lines up to the stuff in the letters about there being empty homes and for people to move into?
I mean, this is clearly an empty home, right? I don't know what
Yeah.
else there is to piece together.
The time scale seems to line up. Yeah.
All right, let's maybe see if there are any other homes.
Okay.
All right.
And Gala will head out. She'll, as she steps outside, she will also briefly look at Violet and Azure to see if there's any magic affecting them that shouldn't be affecting them.
No. You look at them, like nothing that stands out. Like nothing aside from the ordinary. You do know that they themselves have magical power, so you do recognize that. But it's nothing out of the ordinary. You do get a weird sense for Violet's magic, but it's not out of place. You can't really put your finger on it. But it's not the anything that you haven't felt before.
Right. Yeah, Gala will just step outside and just kind of look to. She'll look to. I've forgotten his name again, but the
Oh, Brock.
Brock, right? I knew it started with Bruh. I wouldn't say Bron. I
Bruh.
was like that. His name isn't Bron.
Hey, bro. How you doing,
Hey,
bro?
bro. Hey, bro.
Does he have any delicious? Does Brock like?
Don't you
delicious jelly-filled
fucking
donuts?
start. Don't you fucking start. It's Brock, like, not Brock from Pokemon. It's more like Brock from, Viking lore. Brock and Sindri. From
Mm.
Right.
God of War, for example. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Gala will kind of look at him and just. So there's like you. I mean, you said that if we moved in, we'd get whatever's in there, but there's a lot in there.
I mean, there's, like, livable stuff, yeah? I think,
All of clothes. There's pots and pans.
yeah. I mean,
It almost seems like that whoever left didn't take anything at all.
I suppose. He like looks around. I'm didn't hear it from me, but I heard that after people realized that this place was empty, some might have like looked around for the more valuable stuff. I would never partake in something like that. I understood.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because it just seemed a bit unusual.
Of course, but I would never do such a thing. But I've heard that people took what's valuable and whatnot, and
Like food and stuff. I mean, that's going to perish anyway. There's no point if they're just leaving it there.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Right. Are there any other houses that are?
Yeah.
I suppose I heard
Yeah.
there's quite a few. Might as well check them out while we're here, right?
There's a couple. And he takes you across from the village. This, as you're doing this, you do notice the dwarf, the sheriff, Delra. She is keeping an eye on you. She's like, never approaches, but she is like, from a distance, always watching you. As you go to a new location, she
Big
is
brother
there.
is always watching you.
Big Delra is always watching you. Yes. As you get to another house, it's another tall house, another Goliath home. As I go, it's, I don't know how long this one has been here. And he opens it. Oh yeah. This has been empty for 2 weeks, give or take. Yeah. Go in and
Who did it belong to beforehand?
I don't know, probably someone.
Right.
That's weird. Yeah, no,
That is weird, isn't it?
probably not someone memorable. Listen, there's 100 and something people here. I'm not gonna remember
Are
everyone.
there still 100, even though there's been so many moving out, or is that like including the number that have moved out?
I mean, I guess there's less now. Excuse me, you can go inside. I need.
Yeah, take all the time you need. You look a bit pale.
Oh no, I'm just gonna go take a piss.
Oh right, yeah.
And he goes around the house to a few bushes, and you see him taking a piss.
Gala's gonna check inside the house again.
Okay, so who's doing investigations?
I'm also gonna go inside the house.
Okay,
The small duo.
okay. Go do the investigations. Hey, look at those
We're
rolls.
we pretty good at looking.
Once again, the house seems to be mostly intact. Again, anything that spoils seems to have been removed. But you actually notice there's like a table was set and it was left there. Like the cups and a knife and everything that is used to eat, everything was left on the table. Sorry, silverware was left on the table. Again, you find clothes. You realize this was likely a single person's home from the looks of things. Probably just one individual. You do find women's clothing. So you gather an older woman was living here. Sherry, with your investigation skills, you gather
Yeah.
that an
Chief
older
detective.
yeah, you immediately gather this is likely an older woman, Goliath woman that lived here by herself. You do find paintings, like small paintings of an older woman with another individual. But you also find there's an altar to the god that people around here worship, the Shaper, and
Shaper.
yeah, and an altar. It's it's basically just the symbol of the Shaper, and again from context clues you start gathering that the individual around here was probably like a widower, living by herself. Oh, and you also notice that there is a small bed, a small bundle of cushions with, you notice, dog hair upon it. A dog must have lived here as well.
What the dog doing?
What the dog? She got that dog in her.
I hope the dog's
Wait,
okay.
so the dog's no longer there, right?
You don't see any dog.
Well, so then if no one lives here, who let the dog out?
Woof, 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 woof.
You guys are so funny.
Yeah, this is why I still play with you after what, almost 2 years.
Okay.
How big is the small picture of a woman and a man?
I mean, it's, I don't know, the size of it's the size of a large book.
Size of a large book. Can I gingerly take that and put it into my bag?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Gala. I'm not stealing this. This is like a picture of somebody who went missing. It might be useful.
Gala nods.
Investigation.
Yep, that's about it.
Okay, I guess we're gonna head out of the house again.
Mm-hmm.
And
Brock is done pissing. But how's not your liking?
do you remember that you said you didn't remember who lived here, right?
Yeah.
We found there seems to be pictures of like an old woman. Does that ring any bells?
Not really.
I'll show
There was
the
a dog
picture.
there as well. Do you remember there being a dog here?
Oh yeah, there's a dog. There used to be a dog here.
Who was it owned by?
I don't. You see him like struggling. I don't remember. I'm still very hungover. I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
How many more empty houses are there?
I mean, I suppose there's 2 more.
Do you mind if we check those out too?
I mean, sure.
don't want to take up too much of your time, but it's okay with you.
Ah,
A walk around is probably helping you wake up and knock that
That's
hang
true, yeah.
yeah, no, I still feel like shit though. Sure. Hey, how about this? As a thank you, might want to buy me a drink afterwards?
Oh, I was literally about to suggest after this, do you want a drink?
You are. And he like pokes your nose. Beautiful.
Thank
Wonderful. Amazing. And this is why I like you gals. All of you.
I'm very glad to hear that.
He looks at Azure. Azure gives him this side eye. He goes, most of you. All right. So he takes you to two other places. Roll investigations just for the two. Let's just cut to the chase. Ooh.
Carla's not doing this art.
I mean, she's tired. She's focusing
Yeah.
on her. Actually, I'm gonna say by the end of this, you're gonna lose your
That's fair, yeah.
your see invisibility. But Sherry, you're looking around. So both of these are big houses for Goliaths as well. And you look around. The first house seems to be a couple with also a couple of kids. You count about 3 kids. Same situation. Everything is just left in place. Kids' toys, everything is still there. The second house, you get the sense that 2 male Goliaths were living here.
History will say they were good friends.
History will not remember them. But yes, 2 male Goliaths live here. Everything was left in place as well. Again, nothing stands out. It's like the other places.
Okay.
And at this point, your see invisibility switches off.
All right.
It's like an
Your
old
your free
TV.
trial has expired. Would you like to upgrade to see Invisibility Pro?
Oh my
Ignore.
God. Ignore. Reinstall.
You just have to supply a new email. You know.
Yeah. God damn it. Okay, so with that done, Brock just
yeah.
says, "All right, I need to go sit down and get a drink. You coming with, or you just pay for the drink?"
I don't mind paying for the drink. Let me just. Is there anyone else we wanted to? I mean, obviously not for house buying purposes, and Garla's just gonna like wink, obviously, at the others. Is there anywhere else we wanted to look at first?
I've been thinking there might be something to ask for. Is there anywhere nearby that people try to avoid? Like anywhere near the town?
Pauses. Pretty much everything around town is deadly. We got the forest of Kyra to the west. We got the Razor Woods to the right. We got the hills to the south. It's pretty much everywhere here that isn't the villages, people avoid.
Is there anywhere like in town that people try to avoid? Like any place that is haunted?
He starts. I mean, haunted, not really, but everyone tends to avoid Baldur's place. He's and he points to his head. He's not really right in the head. He's,
Right, yeah.
We know about Balder.
yeah, well, good.
All right. Anyway, I guess we'll
I mean, there's
go and get
also
you that.
there's also Rudik's place, but nobody bothers with Rudik. He's a little bit outside town. Oh yeah, the druid. He's basically He's a druid that started living here
And when did he start living here?
a few decades ago, I guess.
Oh, all right.
He's a chill guy. He just likes to keep his distance, private,
Mm.
you know.
That's fair. Do you mind pointing us in his direction, and I'll give you the cost for your drink.
Oh, just keep heading this road west. Once the road ends, because trust me, it's gonna end. You start heading north, and you'll probably see his house.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. About a gold, huh?
Oh, I mean, we know a drink don't cost that much. Five silver.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay. he just okay. He takes the 5 silver. Pleasure.
Thanks for showing us around.
Thank you.
Yep, hope you stick around. And if I see your friend, do you want me to tell him anything?
If you see him,
Yeah.
I'd just tell him where we are, I guess.
Gotcha. And you see him snap his fingers and point at you like, hey, as he starts walking back, and just nearly stumbles and then goes to the tavern, leaving all 4 of you alone.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but a
talk to
druid
that
sounds
druid, yeah.
promising. So
All right.
If they keep to themselves, they might be inclined to lock up or something like.
they might also not be
Or-
affected,
Yeah, there's also that.
since it seems like maybe people outside the town might, since he's
Yeah.
a bit of a recluse, might not. I don't know. Let's find out. It's worth a try.
All right.
Doesn't seem to have as bad of a reputation as our friend Boulder. So
Yeah.
easy
Azure
to
stops you before you go too far. Anyways, she goes, actually, I think I had an idea.
if the idea involves you staying here while we all go to speak to the druid, I don't know about that. But what's your idea?
You see, she pauses for a moment. It's not exactly that.
What's your idea?
I think I should stay here while you go speak to the druid. She
No,
lowers her head.
I really don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, listen, I think it's fine. And if it's the middle of the day, it's the middle of town. Nobody's gonna disappear me.
How do you know
Wasn't
that?
was it one of the houses that we looked at? Like, they
Yeah.
looked like they were in the middle of setting up the table,
I mean,
right?
it could have been dinner.
Well, yeah.
That's
that's
also
still
in the middle of
part
the
of
day,
the day.
really.
Yeah.
Look, do you really want to be alone when this is happening? Is that really what you want?
Yeah. I think we should split up. I think if one of us stays here and keeps watch on things.
Well, Azure, last time
Violet, are
we
you okay
split
with
up,
this?
didn't we apparently lose one of us?
Okay,
I
first
guess?
of all, I'm still skeptical on that. Second of all, I don't know. I just think it's it would be a good idea. Just
What wouldn't it make more sense for 2 of us to stay behind then, and so one of us wasn't alone?
you see, she cringes. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
It would
Yes.
make even more sense if we didn't split up at all.
Yeah.
All right, fine. And she walks. She bumps, shoulder checks you, Gala, as she just walks past, clearly upset.
Well, let's keep
Carla
moving
just
then, I
kind of
guess.
looks to Violet, just like
Oh, it just shrugs.
Carla will shrug as well and just begin making the way to the The shaman.
Okay. And yes, this is literally something Spyro wanted. Don't think it's me trying to separate the party. Yeah, Oshio knows. Oshio knows. But yes, so you start following the instructions that Brock gave you. You don't have to walk that much. It is away from town.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to walk too much before you eventually actually come upon a interesting little hut. Clearly, it wasn't made from like chopping down trees. You notice it's made from risen earth and stone, and then the roof is actually plants that have grown from the structure to form this roof-like covering. Clearly, some sort of magic was involved in this. The door, which is made of bramble, is currently closed. It's actually, scratch that. It's not actually a door. It's more like a curtain.
Gala will knock on the wood next to the door.
Okay.
Excuse me, we're from out of town. We were just hoping to meet you.
There's silence coming from within.
Hello?
No answer coming from within until a few moments later, you hear a voice behind you. I don't know you. And you turn around. All right. When you turn around, you immediately spot he's a relatively tall dwarf. You actually get the sense he's either he's either too tall for a dwarf, too short for a Goliath, or he's half a hybrid of the two. So he's, about as tall as an elf.
So he's just like the height of
Yeah, but
regular height.
but unlike the normal Goliaths, he does have a full head of now white hair, with brown streaks and this big bushy beard. But you do see Goliath-like tattoos on his face.
Hi, I'm Sherry. Now you know who I am.
I do indeed. Hello. Can I help you?
Are you guys going to introduce yourself, or do I need to?
Yeah, we're hoping you can. My name's Gala.
My name is Rurik.
Feels-
Also, Violet and Azure introduced themselves. RB said
RB
he'll be right back, but
All right.
they introduced themselves, and he gives a nod. You see, he's like leaning on a staff. This staff looks like it's basically a branch that was taken straight from a tree, not really worked, but it does have several trinkets hanging from it. You do see some stones and little bits of bone hanging from it. As for his clothing, he does basically has these brown robes and these boots that are covered in mud. You actually see lots of mud all around him. He's just not very clean when it comes to that kind of stuff. But he goes, "My name is Rurik. How may I help you?"
Right. So we only recently have arrived in this town, and it's a funny story. You see, and this is relevant, I promise.
He's very seriously looking at you, just no twitch of his face.
We arrived here escorting a man named Jezza. Don't know why it took me like 10 seconds to think of that name.
Are you forgetting as well?
Oh no.
It started.
We came here escorting a man named Jezza. and he had a sister. He has a sister in town. But the thing is, when we arrived in the town, no one could remember his sister at all. And when we asked around, from what we can tell, it seems like Jez's sister might not be the only person that's vanished and been completely forgotten about in the town, which is quite concerning. So we're trying to get to the bottom of this.
And when we point out to people discrepancies in stuff that they've said or reality with the people who are missing, they tend to get really frustrated
It's very difficult to
and
convince
try
people
to
that they've
like
forgotten
defend
something.
the position that they're the ones that are right.
But we do have evidence of our claim, if it sounds unreasonable to you.
It is difficult to believe such a thing.
Let me ask you this. I know you live towards the other edge of the town. Are you aware of the high rate of? There are lots of empty buildings in the town, lots of empty homes.
I have not been in town for 4 or 5 years.
The last time you were in town, were there that many empty buildings? We went to see 4 just today.
He pauses. I don't
Those 4
remember
buildings-
buildings being empty, no.
But although you don't go into town much, you probably have an idea of some of the residents there, correct?
I suppose from a few years ago I've occasionally have met a few.
Would you perhaps remember an old woman? Sorry, I can't remember if she was dwarf or Goliath.
Goliath.
Would you remember an old Goliath woman who had a dog?
Sherry's gonna pull out the painting.
Okay. You see, like, he struggles, like, he clearly has that face. Do you have any idea how many old women are in the village? He clearly has that expression on him, but then he sees the painting. Yes. Yes, I remember the dog. This woman's dog. I took care of it when it was born.
The dog and the woman are both missing. The woman, from what we can tell, people cannot remember her. People do remember the dog, though.
Helga, I believe.
You remember her name? Or is that the dog's name?
No, her name. I barely I don't know what name she gave the dog afterwards.
No, that's understandable.
It was
but
but
just
a pup.
remembering.
The fact that you remember her is good. We came out here because we're trying to find information about what happened to these people, but there's just not a lot of leads, and we had hoped that since you were more out of town, whatever's been happening make people forget. Even a couple of our companions were affected by it when we stayed overnight.
Indeed,
That just you might someone who at least remembers, besides the dwarf Balder, who's being treated
Balder.
he also remembers, and everyone just treats him crazy over it.
Well, even the last time I saw Balder, he was sick in the head. He had been making up major delusions for many years. Stories. Grief will do that to a dwarf.
I feel like what might be the case is that his like existing paranoias allowed him to dodge whatever was causing this to happen, which is just feeding back and making him more paranoid.
Right, whatever's causing this to happen, it's clearly localized around the village. It had, people outside the village. The Jezza that we escorted could fully remember his sister until Jezza himself disappeared last night. And no one remembers Jezebel.
Then it is something within the village, I suppose.
Precisely, but it's... We've come to you because we're looking for any leads we can. The fact that you remember people that others don't is already a blessing.
I do. I suppose. Like I said, I haven't been in the village for 4 or so years. I keep to my territory, which I am sworn to guard and protect.
Has there been anything unusual happening?
No.
This, from what we gather, we're not sure of the exact timescale, but it's been a few months, 3 months roughly, since people are definite to have started disappearing by. It doesn't seem to have been taking effect for too much longer.
As far as I know, there have been no disturbances in the land I oversee in the last 3 or 4 months. No. We did have a problem with a few orcs entering the Razor Woods, but that was, I suppose, 6 or 7 months ago.
See, that doesn't seem particularly related, but thank you for the information.
Yes. If there is any issue from the Forest of Kyra, I would not know, though. It is a place that we are sworn to never enter.
Then you think that whatever's causing this is most likely to be residing in the village itself?
I suppose if the effect of whatever is making everyone forget, if what you say is true, is only localized to the village, I suppose that could be the case.
I'd think it's either in the village or somewhere nearby. We found out about you when asking somebody if there's any places that they tend to not go to. I was trying to see if there was anywhere that, like, the memory stuff was making them not want to go to out of want to avoid contradiction. They just said that they don't just come out here much.
There are places in the hills that people tend to avoid, that I have warned people to avoid, mostly because of dangerous creatures or possible cave-ins.
I think the theory about it being in the village is most credible. These disappearances are clearly happening quite regularly. I feel it.
Whatever it is, then. Its purpose, if it's to feed, it holds an insatiable hunger. If it is for other nefarious purposes, I fear that it might be getting closer to an objective. I can't see that many people disappearing and not reaching some kind of conclusion.
All the more reason that time is of the essence here.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
I cannot help you. I cannot leave my territory.
If you do, if anything happens, if you come across any information for any reason,
I will inform you.
Thank you very much.
If you need my aid, you may come to me. I cannot leave my territory, but I can offer whatever aid you would need if you are truly intent on helping the good people of this place. I came here decades ago because I feel like these people do good and respect nature.
I
If they are
I
being
I
harmed, that would be troubling.
that's precisely it. I was already concerned when I found that Chez's sister had disappeared, but with the information we now have suggesting that so many more have been missing for potentially months, it's not something that I want to just let happen. If we're the only ones that are aware of it, then we need to do something about it.
Well,
I
we
wish you
still
luck.
remember it.
Thank you.
Well, if nothing else, I will remember.
Thank you.
You see him walk back. He doesn't say goodbye, he doesn't say anything else. He just literally just starts walking back into his hut, passing
Bye.
the curtain, and just
Gull just
disappears.
turns around and looks to the others.
Azure goes, "Get a load of this asshole."
Anyway,
I love it. I love it. Just ignoring Azure.
that at least rules out. Well, not necessarily rules out, but it seems very unlikely that whatever is. it seems very unlikely that whatever's doing this is, outside of the village. I think if we can concentrate our search in the village itself, hopefully we'll come across something. But I am very unsure of where exactly to continue looking. Perhaps at night. It does seem. I mean, the only disappearance that we've been around for happened during the night. So potentially we could.
The only other thing I could think of would be for you to recharge that device that lets you see things that we can't see, and just walk around and see if you see anything.
I only have enough. I only threw it together last night. It's not super stable. I'll only be able to do it like once more today. So yeah, that's why I'm suggesting potentially waiting to use that at night. But until then, we can present the evidence we've gotten to why can I not remember a name?
Names. How about you? How about you start? Do you have a little notebook to put names?
I do, and I put names in them, but I can't.
Balifra.
Believe it. I'm gonna write it down right
Yes.
now.
Balifra Stonefist, by the way. She's the
Right.
the wise and respectable head of the village. She, by the way, she's quite a she doesn't look it at first, but she's quite an old Goliath. As far as Goliaths go.
Right. We could, if we can. I mean, all we have to do is show belief around some of the empty houses, and it's hard to deny, really, the evidence. And at least if we have the cooperation of the village head, then
Yeah.
I don't know what comes next because I don't know exactly where to look, but it's better to try to inform the village of what's going on, to at least potentially better prepare against what's happening.
Yeah. We also need to account for the fact the drunk guy was Jezza.
I agree.
Maybe he was just too drunk to be affected by whatever happened.
I do
mean, I
fear
wasn't
that
drunk,
anyone will, pass off his testimony as just drunken nonsense.
perhaps, but he's gonna be he's well known in the village, and he might be a drunk, but they don't trust us, but they will trust him. And if we combine our evidence of the houses with his testimony, then again, at the very least, if we can get belief to understand, to be wary, to believe us, then I mean it's a step, right? Like I don't.
Give me a moment. There's a raid. I just want to address raid. Welcome, raiders. Hi. Raid. Welcome in. How you doing? Mimic raid. Oh no, mimics. Oh no.
It's okay.
No, that was earlier in the campaign.
That one of my favorite creatures in any D&D game, the mimic. I love it. And you are playing Diablo 4. Welcome in. The mimic has noticed you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. We're in the middle of our session with murder mysteries and forgetting people. It happens a lot. Also in game. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Right. So I mean, unless anything else comes up, then we'll go and see if we can present our findings to Belifra. And then during the night, I'll, have a look around with my
I think I might
gadget.
try and sneak around, see if I can see anything suspicious happening where people don't notice me.
At night or during the day?
During the day, just
Okay.
when you go talk. You don't need me to recap everything.
Okay. I assume you're doing this while you're walking back to town.
Going off on my own, we said was bad though. But I'm
Azure,
gonna-
yeah, Azure immediately goes, oh, so she can go off on her own, but I can't.
I haven't even said that. I haven't even reacted to her. So
Your silence was answer enough.
I mean, well,
You mean what,
If I may-
Violet?
I mean, if I made Sherry invisible, would that help?
We don't know if they can see invisible creatures. They're invisible.
we don't know exactly. And no, I still do think, even if it's Sherry, that it's dangerous for any one of us to go alone.
Yeah.
That just seems.
Maybe we can go and I can send out Rum somewhere.
Yeah, like if
It's
if
dangerous
Rum
to
can
go
look
alone.
around, because we know there are people disappearing, but the dog. People
Yeah.
remember the dog, so the animals
people
might be fine.
People might not be. Whoever's doing this might not be. About snakes.
Right, they probably don't care about animals. So yeah, see if Rum can find anything.
Okay.
All right. As you're walking to town, nobody else notices this, but Sherry. There was a moment as you're entering town, you hear this weird singing. It's almost like multiple voices or trying to harmonize with each other. You clearly hear it.
Can I try to figure out where it's coming from?
Sure, roll perception.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're the only one that seems to have noticed this. Everyone else is just walking normally. You rolled a 10.
Do we have any hero points?
I don't think you have hero points.
I don't think so.
I have a villain point.
Oh no.
We don't have hero points yet, but for everyone who came in with the raid, you can redeem
You
a
think
hero point.
you think someone that came in with the raid actually has? God damn it, lightning!
Lightning, yes.
This is okay. Just so everyone knows, there's these hero points that people in chat can actually purchase to give players rerolls. And sometimes when they don't have hero points, they start talking until someone gives them hero points just to stall for time.
No.
We didn't do that. We were just doing a friendly reminder to the
Yeah.
newcomers.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
just being nice to the raiders.
Save up enough channel points, you can give us a hero point. Don't give villain points. Only villains do that.
All right. So you pinpoint that it's coming deeper into town, past the tavern.
I hear something. I'm going to start heading that way.
Okay. You start heading that way, and as you get to, well, not fully into town. Well, first of all, everyone else, Sherry just goes, "I hear something," and then she starts walking.
Sherry, where are you going?
Shh. I'm listening.
To
Something suspicious.
Azure immediately goes, "Oh, so she can walk away, and I can't, huh?"
we're going with her. Sherry,
Violet
what do you
starts
think?
going after Sherry. Yeah.
Okay. So Sherry, as you're
Tyler's also
walking,
going now.
suddenly a crossbow bolt hits you. Not you. Sorry, doesn't hit you, but hits right in front of your feet.
Huh.
And you look in the direction it came, and you immediately see Baldur's place. And in this moment, the singing stops.
Huh?
Gala, do you see anything invisible?
I can look if you want.
Look now, yes. Look around.
Carla kind of pushes on the kind of spins
Okay.
around the goggles and will activate seeing.
I imagine like those old TVs turning on, like the
Yeah.
All right. You start to see again the little ethereal bugs.
Mm.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. What you do see though is, well, most of you see as you look to Baldur's house, you see an arm that clearly resembles Baldur sticking out of a hole in the boarded up window. This just basically waving frantically. You don't,
Do we want to?
but you don't see anything out of the ordinary with your see invisibility.
I don't see anything unusual.
What kind of waving is it doing?
From side to side.
Sherry's gonna head over there. Is everything okay? It's me.
I,
Yesterday.
you see like the arm pulls in, and then you see one good eye looking. Let me see your lips.
Your voice cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
Let me see your lips.
Oh, okay.
All right, lass. Good. Do you have my crossbow bolt?
It's over there.
I need it.
Oh, okay. Sherry, we'll send
I
out her
will
mage hand to grab it and bring it over.
Oh. Violet, you're about to grab it, and suddenly it floats up, and then floats towards Sherry invisibly. Well, the mage hand is invisible. The bolt isn't.
Yep. Here you go.
Ah, good.
Did you see something?
What? No, I saw you.
That's right. You're blind. Did you hear something?
No, I'm not blind. I'm deaf. There's a difference, you
That's
child.
right.
I can't hear. I can see really, really well. Look! And he points to his one good eye. See?
Okay, I heard singing. That's why I came over here.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never heard. And you like points to his ears and shrugs like. "Ah,
I don't think my friends heard it either, and they can hear normally.
okay.
It might be
More
something spooky.
more importantly, I have a very important question.
Okay.
Do you have any more of those orc rations?
Do we?
I don't know.
But we'll bring out one of her orc rations.
Ooh. Can I have it? I'm kind of hungry.
Yes. Question: do you remember? Was there a fifth person with us here yesterday?
Walk in front of the hole. Walk in front of the hole so I can see you.
Violet walks in front of the hole.
Oh, it's you. Hi, you're the one with the orc rations.
Yes.
Hi.
Was there a fifth person with us yesterday by the name of Jezza?
What do you mean a fifth person? There were 6 of you.
6.
Yeah.
Violet looks towards the others.
Shrug?
Pass me the rations through the hole. Through the hole.
Okay.
Asking who the 6 was.
Who are the 6 individuals you saw? Like, describe them, or if their names, if you remember. Like,
Are you giving him the ration, or are you just asking before you give him the ration?
asking first.
Give me the ration, girl.
Answer the question.
Are you threatening an old man?
I'm not threatening anything. I'm just.
Are you
You
threatening
just
to
answered-
starve me?
I'm not trying to do. I'm just asking you a question, and then
I knew you were up to no good.
Here you go.
Ah, good lass.
Oh,
he grabs it, like pulls it in. Ah, good lass, good lass. I remember a green one.
Yep, that's me.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I remember the little one.
Hi.
I remember you. That was the stupid elf. Immediately Azure. Hey, what was that? But he can't actually hear, and since Azure is off to the side, he doesn't even notice. And then there were the 2 Goliaths.
Two Goliaths.
Yeah.
Was it the sheriff that was outside following us?
The sheriff. Don't fuck her. I wouldn't let her inside. What are you talking about?
Wait, do you remember anything about the 2 Goliaths? Like what their names were, what they looked like?
No, and kind of smelled like shit.
Was one named Jezza? Jezza?
Jezza.
Jezza.
I guess that's what what you call him. Yeah.
What about the other one?
Nona?
Nona?
I think.
Wait, you... So when, Garla's gonna check her arm. Is there a Nona written on there?
You check your arm and you go around. Yeah. There's a Nona written on there. Right under Jezza.
Oh, fuck.
Same for me?
Yep. Same for everyone.
Wait. So you said there was only a Jazza missing, Gala. What?
Well, that's what I thought, but clearly you weren't the only ones forgetting something. If there's a name written on an arm, that's someone who was with us when we came to see Boulder here. I have no idea who this Nona is, but
But we
clearly
came
it was someone that,
yesterday.
yeah,
Does that mean 2 people disappeared? But
you
then,
must do.
but then why do we remember one but not the other?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
I don't know how this works.
Maybe we
Alright,
could
look.
ask. Oh, maybe we could ask Brock. Brock remembers that there was.
He said 5
Someone-
though, not 6.
Yeah.
By the way, as you're having this conversation, the hole that you were looking through, it's already closed. He is gone. Balder is just gone inside. He got what he wanted.
This is getting increasingly dangerous. I mean, there's a possibility that this Nona was someone we met in the village. And there's equal possibility that they were a companion from before that, and now none of us can remember. I have no idea. So, Well, okay, look. Here's what we are certain of, right?
So hold on a sec. I was muted. Massive. Is Nona the last name that was listed, or is it the?
You said below Jazza, so
Yeah, right.
presumably, yeah.
Basically, there's a list of names. Jezza was the last one, and then under it was Nona.
Okay. Okay, so then so before the whole missing people, no one remembers, and then Balder remembers once. Okay.
Right, so what this means is we know 6 of us came to see Boulder, and we all wrote our names down. Then we went back to the inn, and well, we slept, right? And we know that myself and Sherry, we remember Jezza. You and Violet and Azure, you two don't remember Jezza. And none of us remember Nona. And both Nona and Jezza were with us. Well, I guess we don't know if we have no way to. We know. Okay, from my memory, because I remember Jezza, and I remember that Jezza went to bed with us. Right? We all slept in the inn together. Well, not together. We were in 2 different rooms. But us two, so myself and Sherry, we remember Jezza, and Azure and Violet sleeping downstairs do not remember Jezza. We don't know if, maybe Nona was sleeping in our room, maybe they were sleeping downstairs. I don't really know, but it's also possible that we split up with them at some point. Maybe they went off on their own, and while they're on their own, we forgot about them.
Azure goes, so if I went off on my own, maybe
You'd be forgotten about.
or maybe they can capture me and I'll escape and then
I
come
don't
talk
think
to
so.
you.
No, we already established that was a bad idea. If people could escape so easily, then
We also don't know if they're being captured. They could just be being killed.
I mean, listen, I can defend myself better than anyone in this town. Look at all of them.
Well, how would you know that the people that weren't gotten rid of first were the strong? I mean, they were the young people. I mean, they could have been formidable fighters or strong people.
Oh yeah, some villagers
must-
are going to be stronger than me and she produces a sacred flame. This.
Yeah, but
Uh,
like, look, there's no look. This is that like it's too much of a risk.
She like crosses her
Unless-
arms and starts
Okay,
pouting
unless-
like a
okay,
child.
Look, listen. If you do want to do this, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here are some of the things we know. As I said, we know that Jezza disappeared during the night. We don't know when anyone else disappeared, but the only hard evidence based on differences in memories that we know a time when someone disappeared was during the night. And you want to go out and try and bait them into, capturing you, I guess.
Yeah.
So, let's combine these two ideas. At night, if you want it to be you, then it can be you. You can be, and Gala's doing quotation marks with her fingers, alone within eyeshot of us so we can all see you, but we'll be hiding. So it looks like you're alone at night. And I'll be, checking for, or at least I would be, I can't check for invisible things actually because I used it just now.
By the way, the octopus is still on her head.
Gala's just saying this and trying very hard to not look at the octopus.
It's like covering her whole face now. It's you actually don't see her face right now. You just see the octopus.
Right. I won't be able to see invisible things because I've used this twice already today. So this is risky unless we stay another night, or unless anyone else has a way to see invisible things.
Nope.
When Sherry says no, you look at Sherry. And Gala, you could swear for a moment. You saw something next to Sherry. It's almost like a elfoid silhouette next to her.
Gala's very paranoid at the moment, so she's gonna look around, see if she sees anything.
She only sees the little bugs, but she sees that silhouette right next to the Sherry.
So it's still there. It wasn't just like a brief thing.
It's just
It's there right now.
Sorry. You didn't notice it before, but now you see it, and for a moment, you just look at it, and there is a moment of pause before you see almost like a finger is brought to its face, almost like it's covering its lips. It doesn't have any lips. You only see almost like the vague form covering its lips, and then nod its head almost like a bow. And then you see it vanish behind Sherry.
Gala is kind of staring and silent
At Sherry?
at Sherry. Yes.
Yeah, Sherry. She is definitely staring at you.
Gala looks a bit freaked out at the moment.
Everything okay?
Well, can I have a moment? Does anyone have some paper and a pen?
I do.
Go on, nerd. Tell them. Tell them you have paper and pen, nerd.
Gala's gonna grab the paper and pen and she's just gonna scribble down. She's gonna write the following. She's gonna say, she's gonna write. There was something next to Sherry. It put its finger on its lips and then disappeared.
Spooky.
And then she writes as well, I don't want to say it out loud because it seems like I don't want to know what happens since it suggested that I don't talk.
Gala, you do get the sense that the way it moved, you kind of caught it off guard, like as if you spotted it when you weren't supposed to, because immediately went to keep quiet and went into hiding. But now
Yeah.
you look at Sherry, and there's nothing around Sherry. You just see like the little bugs floating around Sherry.
Yeah, Gala's just being very paranoid at the
Yeah, yeah.
moment.
You also see there's another octopus on Azure now.
2?
Yeah, two octopus. This one's
Gala-
blue and green.
Gala does another kind of look around to see if there's any more of these elfoids, and then just kind of. Right. Sorry. It doesn't seem to be there anymore. There was something there though. There was definitely something
I almost get body snatched or kidnapped or whatever.
there. Yeah, maybe.
Wait a
That's
minute. Has everybody else been
possibility.
kidnapped? There have been kids that have gone missing. Some of them have been adult napped. Never mind.
I think it's just the same terminology.
It's just getting really spooky.
Yeah.
I
It just
agree.
vanished. I couldn't even. I can see. So what I can see. I can see things. I should be able to see things that are invisible, and I can see things that are in the ethereal plane. I explained this before, right? So I can see a bunch of weird stuff at the moment that's just hanging out in the ethereal plane, and I can see it, right? I can describe them to you quite clearly. You know, it's kind of like focusing on kind of two different things at two different distances, right? They're blurry unless I kind of focus my attention on them. But whatever was next to Sherry, I couldn't tell what it was. It was very indistinct. I could tell it was kind of elfoid, but other than that, I couldn't tell what I was looking at, and but there was definitely something there, and it was not one of the things that I'm seeing in the ethereal plane right now are not really not really elfoid. Definitely didn't have a slip of the tongue there. Not really elfoid. So yeah, they're
See, invisibility is really trippy, isn't it?
I don't really know what we should do. If they can just disappear like that and appear at any time. As far as we know, Sherry could have been about to be spirited away, and we would have all just immediately forgotten her. We could have been with what was the name of the other Goliath?
Nona?
We could have been with Nona until just now. If they can just appear next to us like that. Right.
Well,
Look.
do we find any? Do you think anyone is in the village is acting suspicious in regards? You know, not necessarily just weirded out by us or thinking we're, being a bother, but like,
I haven't noticed
especially
anyone being particularly weird.
You see the sheriff not too far, just hiding behind a tree, staring at you. Not hiding very well.
maybe it's. I mean, well, maybe it's because not much typically happens in this village, and we're some weird outsiders that came in. But isn't it kind of weird that we're being followed nonstop by one individual?
I mean, we can talk to her if you want. I guess we haven't spoken to her.
All right, you want to go talk to Delric?
I suppose I still have some. I still have some time seeing invisible things, so I guess we should make the most of this while we can. I'll just stay on the lookout.
Yeah.
Okay, who approaches Delric?
I guess Violet will lead the way.
Okay. Azure goes with Violet for, moral support, I guess. Violet, as you approach, you see he's hiding, and then notices that you're approaching, and tries to almost scramble away, like trying to pretend she wasn't there, but you're getting.
Violet just waves. Is like, "Hi, can we ask you a question?"
She stumbles, and you see her quickly take off an apple and a knife, and she just starts cutting a knife and like, "Oh, there you are. Keeping out of trouble?"
Yes. I had a question for you.
Oh, you're asking me questions. I don't know if I'm gonna answer. I don't trust ya.
Well, I understand. There were there were just 4 of us when we arrived at town, right?
Aye.
The 4 of us.
Four outsider troublemakers. I keep my eye on ya.
That's okay. And you don't know of any Jazza or Nona, right?
There you go again. We're talking about people that don't exist. At least that I've never met. First you talk about this Aika, and then you talk about Giza and Anuna. Why are you here talking about people that have never been here? Bothering folk.
I mean, what about any dogs or animals? Are there any?
There's farms. There's animals everywhere. People have dogs.
What about any of those of the empty houses? Are there any dogs living in there?
Oh, you're talking about Bone? Yeah, one of the. You see, she like stutters as if like the programming, the NPC is not working. One of the houses had a dog that it's
And no one owned the dog. The dog just lived there.
I suppose someone left it.
But you don't remember who. Did we take the picture, the photo, or do we leave it there? Of the 2 people?
Oh no. Sherry has it.
Yeah.
And then was it the same? It was a different house, right?
No, it was the same house. Yes.
Yeah.
The one with the dog.
But the people the owners possibly look anything like this. Sherry.
Doesn't ring a bell. Actually, she points at the man. No. Sorry, I know this one.
You do?
Aye, good fella, poor soul. His name was Vildar. He died. Going on 10 years, maybe 15 years now.
What did he live alone, or did he live with someone?
You see, she pauses for a moment and. I think he lived alone. Probably a bachelor his whole life, eh?
Well, then I guess I'm just confused. Why would there be a picture with him and this other woman in the house? And that's also the same house that you said the dog lives in, but you don't remember that the dog had any owners.
Probably some fling that he had in the city that he kept the picture about. I don't know.
Do you really think people would keep a picture of themselves, like a nice, portrait like this for a fling? I mean,
Love blinds everyone.
And regarding the dog, that would seem to have been his, and yet you don't remember him owning it.
I got another villain point. Okay, cool. Thank you, work.
No.
um, no, maybe the dog was just raised. It's a wild dog, but it's very well behaved. Bollyfra has it now. That's enough questions.
Balifra?
Hey, she liked the dog.
Who's Balifra?
Bollyfra, by the way, Bollyfra is the head of the town, the village head.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we talking to her? Or...
Yeah, you talked to her in the morning. Yeah.
Oh, that might have been when I was. Okay.
Bollyfra has the dog. She found it a couple weeks ago, I guess, or a month. I don't remember. But she's now taking care of the dog. We call it Bone. Because he definitely likes bones. That's enough questions. My head hurts.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Hey.
Gala's just been looking around this whole time. I assume she saw nothing.
Have fun with your apple peeling.
Oh, of course. And she looks down and you see she sucks at peeling apples. Like there's whole chunks of apple neck when she peels the skin off. They're just whole chunks of apple.
She's not quite the quality peeler as Gala is.
No. Gala is the quality peeler in here. Yes. Clearly, she does. She doesn't have the skill.
Ramsay would not want her in his.
Yes, Dwarven Ramsay would definitely ask for her jacket. What? Oh my god, Johnny! Thank you for the 14 months. God damn, dude. Damn. Thank you.
14 months.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Violet's gonna. Bank. Should we maybe, bring up the
I was
dog?
muted.
Oh.
Sherry's gonna. I have an idea. There was that druid, Runic at the edge of town we talked to a little bit ago. Can't druids talk to animals sometimes?
Can they?
I think so. They do nature stuff.
I don't really.
Ask
Nature stuff
the
isn't really my
plant-
thing.
Ask the plants to cover their house. Maybe they can ask the dog what happened.
Maybe we could see if we can.
Whoever's doing this might not be making the dog forget. And they might not think to.
It's certainly a better lead than anything we have so far.
Yeah, I'm grasping at straws here.
Well,
I might have just almost been kidnapped. Okay.
Yeah, let's try it, maybe.
All right. Are you heading towards what the tavern to get the dog?
Yeah.
No.
Is that the plan? All right.
All right.
Guess so.
All right. So you start heading towards the tavern, and with all the talking and whatnot, I'm gonna say you're running out of time on your see invisibility.
Yeah.
You only have a few seconds left as you reach the tavern. Roll me a perception real quick.
Everybody?
Okay.
No. Just the one who sees
This way.
invisibility.
Might hero point that?
We don't have one.
You
That's
don't.
where Dave won.
You
Or
don't.
Dave
have
one of the
one.
two
we
ran
don't
instead.
have one. Maybe we could.
I'm gonna-
There's a cooldown.
There's a cooldown.
No! Ah, fuck.
But
It's
I'm gonna
okay,
u-
Work. I can't be mad at you.
no, listen. I'm gonna give Work's villain point to you to reroll that.
Oh,
Really?
I can
Oh my
be
gosh.
nice, and I know Work would have given you the hero point if he realized there were no hero points.
Massive.
Now it's gonna be a 1.
I'm gonna give you a kiss. Mwah.
Depends on what you roll though. Okay. It's at least better than a
Better.
9.
Yeah.
I know this is what
Yes,
Work would have
math
wanted.
checks out. 13 is better than 9.
Yes,
It's true.
13 better than 9, can confirm. Miss Goblin. Little Miss Goblin with the high-tech visor. What would Work do? Exactly, Work. As you're about to enter, you see another thing that isn't the highly colorful and cute creatures floating about in space. You see part of another elfoid creature, larger than the one before. More well defined. Moving to the side of the tavern. Floating.
I see another one of those things. It's over there. We should follow it, I think.
Are you following? Because it's moving. You move pretty fast. You gotta decide. Are you going or are you...
Gala's following.
Okay.
Let's go.
Cherry will follow.
You go quickly.
She
and
ran off when she saw something, when she heard something weird.
Gala, you have in the corner of your sight the little battery symbol that is like depleted and blinking. Teet, 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 teet. It's about to run out. As you step around the corner, you look at this floating individual. It has more defined shapes than the other one. It's larger than the other one. A lot more defined, actually. And as you narrow your eyes, you see it stop for a moment, look back. Also, Fishy has given you a hero point. Oh no, it's a squish. Haha. Okay.
No!
Sorry. Look back. There we go, squish. And you realize something, Gala. That's Jezza. Semi-transparent, floating in the air. Looks at you with vacant eyes.
Jezza?
And you see it raise its hand and point behind the tavern towards the river. And in that moment, as it's about to move its hand again, your visor turns off, running out of power.
No! Oh, the battery. Oh.
And that's when we're gonna end tonight's session.
Anything's possible in the Twilight Zone.
Supposed to be the work of an enemy stand.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it. An enemy stand. Mm-hmm. Well then.
Okay. Well, I think we've made progress. Personally.
We went into this session having only forgotten about only half of the party forgetting about one person, and then we ended with the whole party forgetting about a second person.
Mm-hmm.
Progress. Isn't that what progress is? No? No? Okay.
We have clues now. We found Jezza. Kind of.
Yeah. Well then. I think that's a good place to end the session. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love cliffhangers.
I definitely thought at the end that episode was going to end with, and then the three of you keep walking to the tavern, and that's where we're going to end our.
I also thought that's what was going to happen. I thought it was going to be like he points at Gala, and then the three of you are like, "Why are you even by the tavern? Who are you following?"
I didn't even think he was going to specify who was missing. I thought it was just going to be a.
Oh, that would have been
Okay,
better.
the three of you walk in. That's it. Which three? I don't know. We're at the end
Oh,
of the
well,
session.
that's a shame. That's
See
too
you
late
next
to do
time.
that. No, massive.
I still have the power of retcon, you know.
Massive's writing notes for next session.
No, me? Nah, totally not. What are you talking about? No. But well, so, ladies and gentlemen, and, well, wait, what was it? Bros, bitches, and non-binary hoes.
I don't think that's how it goes, but okay.
Wait, no, isn't it? I heard a friend of mine say that, but whatever. Everyone, friends, we are going to be rating Galaxy Fest. We've rated them a couple of times. They have their own campaign set in the Mass Effect universe, which, trust me.
Who even plays Mass Effect?
Who even plays Mass Effect? I know. What fucking nerds would play something like that? But that is about it for tonight's session. I hope you enjoyed it. There was a lot of work. I will murder you.
Ace Detective.
A lot of Ace Detectiving, yes, and a lot of forgetting, and a lot of mysteries. Questions were answered. A lot more questions were made. But yes, join us next week for more of this. Until then, let's go.
Amara Angels.
Amara Angels. Let's go enjoy. And
Yay.
bye.